Morning folks. Today I'm going hunting for razor clams. I've come to a spot where there's some real big ones. What I'm going to do is use freediving kit. It's really shallow, it's just snorkeling really, but freediving gear. And then I'm going to use salt. Sometimes I pick them out with knives, so you stab the knife in and then you waft the sand and pull them out. You can see that on one of my other videos. But what I'm using is just normal salt. It's just table salt. It's quite cheap, you get that for about 50p. Stick it into a drinks bottle with a squirty top, and that's important. You take that down with you, poke it in the hole where the clam's little siphons are, squirt a little bit of salt in, and the clam doesn't like it, so it comes out. You just have to wait and it pops up. Saves you digging, saves all the faffing about, and it's quite fun. The salt doesn't dissolve in the bottle because the seawater is obviously salt as well. So you basically, it just stays like that in the bottle, and you can get a good bag of clams with one, but I'm going to bring two. Right, let's get started. Well, the viz is looking decent. It's a bit of a rainy grey day, but doesn't really matter. Plenty of viz for looking for clams. Don't have to go too far offshore. They're just below the intertidal usually. Today the tide's about midway and it's dropping, so I'll be working in shallow water, which can be quite hard because you can't get enough downward purchase, you know, because your fins are splashing about outside the water. Look at that! That's a proper razor clam. That is a beast. You have to wait. You have to wait a long time. And you're running out of breath. But I want to film it for you, see? It's really heavy. Absolute monster. That one defeated me. I had to come up for breath. My breath holding is useless at the moment. That one's not so big. It'll do. In other places that would be a normal size one. Around here that's a baby. Two in one. That's one nice big juicy one. One regular one. that's how much salt I've used. It's down to about there. I've got about 10 nice clams at the moment. I think it's about 10 for about 40p's worth of salt. It's pretty good. There are thousands and thousands here. You never want to take too many from one spot because you damage the bed. But really they are everywhere down here. Loads of times you can see 2 or 3 holes if you put the salt in and they all pop up. It's fun. I'm going to go and get a few more. Tasty, tasty, tasty clams these. Absolutely delicious seafood. Another one did come up. That's a nice one. I think that's enough. I'm going to stop there. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Look at this. $18 of these absolute monsters, and it wasn't very hard going. Could have just kept on and on and on fishing them, but that wouldn't have been fair. 18's enough. I'm going to have a good couple of dinners out of these, and I'm going to take a bunch back for Raul. Look at that. That's the biggest one there. That's a proper whopper, that is. Next thing to do is get them depurated, so that's put them in clean seawater. Because they live in the sand, they've got a lot of sand down inside them. So you want them to purge it all out, so then you can eat more of the meat and you don't get bits of sand. So what we're going to do, it's got a barrel in the back of the car there. Take that down the beach, fill it up with seawater, put them in a bucket, let them purge. I'll be home by tonight, then I'm going to leave them overnight in filtered seawater. And I've got an aquarium filter, and I'll show you how it all works, and we'll get them cleaned up. So I got the seawater in this barrel, and I went to my garage where I've got like a fish farm tank with a filter attached to it. But it's been a really hot day today, so the garage was just too hot, and I've got work going on in the other place where I could do it a bit cooler. So the only option is to put them in the fridge. So here are the beasts. This is lovely clean seawater, just in this plastic tub here. I'm just going to park that in the fridge just so that the animals can just filter this water and expel any dirt. You can see they're sort of getting busy already. And they're quite happy. They survived the journey back, no problem. And you see they're already starting to release their sand. So hopefully give them like 24 hours in the fridge. I've got loads more water in here, so I'm going to change the water a couple of times so they don't just re-ingest the same sand. And then that means basically when you eat them, you'll be able to eat more of the meat without having to cut out all the bits that contain sand. So if you eat them straight away, all you can really eat is the digging foot, which is great, but there's a lot more to eat in there if you can get the sand out. Anyway, I'm going to leave you there, guys. I'm absolutely exhausted because I've just had a very long drive, and I'm going to let these guys depurate, and I'll show you a quick look at the meal I made from them. 3, 2, 1, into the future. Ah, brilliant, isn't it? Never gets old. Right, if you enjoyed that, I certainly did. I thought it was brilliant fun. I love clam hunting, and the salt technique, pretty easy, but and some absolutely stunning seafood right here. Cool. If you did manage to like that video, like and subscribe as always and all that jazz, and I will see you on the next video for some more fun. Cheers folks, bye bye.